changed all my wrongs to rights. Now I'm a gangster. I am a hip-hop gamer. One time, hip-hop gamer, hot 97. I was born and raised, Brooklyn, New York, ear to the streets. Walking my talk, it was notorious. Back in 94 on your hot 97, the station I heard it all, let's get it on, baby. What's up, what's up? It's the one and only hip-hop gamer, Farcry 5, you know what it is. I got the team with me, son. This is crazy. What's going on? So please, please, please let them know who you are and what you do in the video game. We're going to start with you, D.
I'm Dan Hay, and I'm the creative director on Far Cry 5.
Alright. And I'm Phil Fournier, associate producer on Far Cry 5.
Okay, now let's get it started. We're going to get right into it because this is a hip-hop gamer interview. You know how it goes down. The first thing I got to ask y'all is the co-op is the best decision you ever made in your life. Okay, I'm telling you right now, this joint is fun. I just finished playing it. I'm gonna tell y'all I'm serious.
Cool.
So the main thing about the co-op I want to ask y'all is, do you have co-op where it's split screen? The reason why I'm saying that is because, like, let's say you want to play co-op with your brother or somebody or your sister, and y'all at home together. Can y'all still do that, or is it only for online?
For us, we focused on online. We focused on the experience that you had. So you're going to be able to see the people that you want to play with. You're going to be able to play with your friends. Listening to you outside was the best part of my day.
Yo, it was amazing.
I was out on the street and I could hear you inside freaking out. It was amazing.
Yeah, because, well, one thing I want to tell y'all, and you're the associate producer, Phil, so one of the things that I really loved is how much more polished the game is from before. I mean, by far, it's polished. Cool. So, what I want to ask you is, considering this is an open world title, and a lot of companies making open world games, what was the biggest challenge that you guys had with Far Cry 5, and what did y'all figure out to get it to run this smooth, and it's not even done yet?
Oh, yeah, I want to hear the answer.
There's
challenge, Phil.
Like it wasn't just one challenge; it was a mountain of challenges. I mean, it was really interesting to work on this game. I've been on Far Cry for like 8 years now, so I've done like 3 blood driving and 4. And working on this game was different because there's no more there's no narrative thread. Like, we're basically giving the opportunity to the player to create their own experience, and that's what's hard. Like, it's a matrix that even Neo could not handle. It's that big. It's that big. But the difficulty, I think, was, at least for me on my side of things, was creating a world that felt rich and inviting and just beautiful. So we actually went on a couple of trips to Montana and met some people, but also did a lot of captures, got a bunch of photo references to really recreate the world of Hope County, Montana, so that it's as true as possible to the real thing, basically.
Wow, amazing. So now, one of the things that I saw in the world, first of all, the world is huge and it's beautiful. Yeah. So one thing that I noticed about the world is how it lives by itself, regardless of what you do. Like, I saw bears fighting cows or some shit. It was crazy. It was insane. So what I want to ask you is, when it comes to just the story and stuff like that, how does the story elevate? Is it more of a personal experience or how you want to do it, or do you have specific things that you would tell the fans that, hey, you could do it the way you want to do it, but this may be the best way to get the best experience out of the game?
You know what? It's about fish hooks, right? You build a world that's organic. You build a world where we stop thinking about fans as people who are just sort of imbibing in our stories, but they're actually like devs. We want to be able to build the tools so that you can go out into the world and craft the story that you want. It sounds interesting, but it's friggin' hard to do. It's really hard to do because we don't know where you're going to be. So we try and build a world that's organic. We want it to be alive. We don't want to have AI just sitting in the world waiting desperately for you to show up so they can give you one mission and then they disappear and they don't live. They have jobs, they have opinions, they have a favorite football team, they have stuff they're doing. And here's the thing, if you don't help them, some of them will help themselves. So it makes a living world that really feels like it's organic and that it's alive.
Now, what I want to ask you is this: one of my biggest, one of the biggest games that I really love that came out of Ubisoft was The Division. Okay. And I love even games like Destiny. I love being able to meet people in the world, but that's really real players in the world. So what I wanted to ask is, because I love co-op so much, have y'all thought about, or maybe even try to experiment where, as you're in the world of Montana, you could actually run into someone that's a real person and just team up with them like just like that.
I think co-op plays a big role in that, where you're actually like our big major for hire system. You're going to be able to call in help from a friend, a Fang, like Boomer, or any guns for hire they're going to be able to meet. And we wanted to actually to have like those characters that, as Dan was saying, like they live in that place, like they feel embedded in that place. And every time you're going to go on a like car ride with any guns for hire, they're actually going to talk about like the people that you're going to meet. They're going to say like,
oh, so it feels, okay, I got it.
They know each other. It's about, let's say that you grab this guns for hire, another one, and you think, oh, there's no way they know each other. They're talking, and you get little moments of gold where there's banter between them. So
that's crazy. That I ain't know that far. Oh, that's crazy. Okay. So now one of the things I want to talk about is when I was playing with Nate just now, I ran into a cutscene and it dealt with Pastor Jerome and like baptizing and all this other stuff. So in telling this story, I know there's a lot of controversy in it, but in your opinion, as the developers, what's some of the things that you want fans to get out of the story as they play it once it comes out?
I think honestly, it's just about meeting real people. And when we started to talk about going to the States, and we started to think about, the pedigree of building characters like Boss, or building characters like Peg and Min, we thought to ourselves, how are we going to make it believable that this person could kind of take over this region and actually take over a cult and actually control it? And then how do we give characters in the world a real voice? We're not just talking about the bad guys, we're also talking about building entire communities. 3 different regions with different communities, different motivations, and then real personality in our Guns for Hire. I think it's the biggest cast we've ever assembled. And everybody's got a little bit of subtlety, everybody's got a little bit of nuance, and when people pick up the controller, it's different for everybody.
Oh no, the controls is, I love you. And all like for real, because like it's really that much better. The game is so good it could be released right now in terms of just feel with the control. I know there's polish coming, but damn, dude, you did it. You did it. Y'all did it. I'm telling you right now. So the next thing, I'm so damn hyped, son. You don't understand. This shit's crazy. So like, I got a couple more questions and I'll wrap it up. But my next question, I think this is a big question, is I noticed in the options menu, it said in the render area, it said higher resolution. So I gotta bring like my technical questions and stuff. But Xbox One X is out there. We know it's a more powerful system. And we was playing on the PS4 Pro and the game looked amazing. Is there anything that fans can expect that just purchased an Xbox One X that Far Cry 5 will take advantage of next year when it comes out?
I think there's things we're talking about right now and things that we'll talk about in the future. The thing is that if you pick up our game, we built a game that is beautiful. We built a game that is robust. We built a game that people, when they play it, are going to feel like it's alive. And then think about where we're going in the future. We try and build a world that you can almost smell. We want it to feel like you're walking out in the world and you just can fall in love with it, fall into it, drink it in, and it's alive. So I think people understand that's what we're building.
All right, cool. So now I gotta ask you this, and this is one of those questions where when you think about the Far Cry franchise, it's kind of like I feel like you guys set the tone with this one, and I can only imagine where it's gonna go. I think this will sell an extra. I think this will sell like an even whole another million copies. But I think the characters are so interesting that you gotta go against, like the father and all of them. I would love if y'all came out with like a DLC that you could play out, you could be the father. You could play his story out and see why he is who he is. Wow. And the reason why I say that is because the way the game starts, you think something is happening, then something completely different happens. And I feel like the characters are so interesting. I would love to play as them. So it'll be amazing if we could be the bad guys. Have y'all thought about putting something together post-release where we get a chance to get a shot at the family?
I think there's a lot of ways we could like give more Far Cry to fans and players.
Okay.
Like, we've been bouncing ideas around, Dan and I and other devs on the team, and I think we got pretty creative in some areas, and I like we're gonna announce those things. Like
okay, I'll try it.
Just make sure I understand. You would want to play an extension of the story, and you'd want to see sort of what the next thing was. That's what you
want. Yes. And I think the next thing, I would love to play from that perspective. I would love to see that, because you got to think about it. And this is me personally. I feel like the best thing about what y'all do is also, I think, the biggest thing that y'all overlook, that y'all have to offer. And y'all created some of the best villains in gaming. Like, honestly, I really love what y'all do, but I feel like they get overlooked because we never get a chance to use them. And I feel like this should be a starting point where we get a chance to use them. You see how you even mentioned boss just now?
Yeah.
Never got a chance to use them.
Yeah, okay.
So I think we should do this. Can we do this? Like, you know, can we do this? Like, what's up?
This is our poker face.
All right, cool. So I got 2 more questions, and then we're gonna wrap it up, right? So I gotta ask you this, man. Obviously, every project you do is a passion project, but what do you feel, because you actually went to Montana, like y'all did like some real recon research on this game. In the process of making this game, was there a moment where you felt like, damn, you know, like, I feel like I don't want to let the fans down and I don't know what I'm going to do next? Like, what was the point where you possibly felt like, damn, I don't know what to do? And you found that new strength, that new energy where you was like, you know what, we got to do this. Oh, that's what we could do. Now we can make it happen. What was that moment?
It's super simple. We talked about building an organic narrative, which when you say it, it's really easy to say. It's super hard to do. And there were moments where we were building that organic narrative where we're like, holy shit, should we just make this linear? And the answer is no way. The answer is no. We had an idea of being able to get you to go out in the world and be able to go in any direction and meet any character, and we're not changing it. That's what we're going to do. We're going to double and triple down on that. That's exactly what we did. And you just played it. Go any direction, author the experience any way you want. We as devs don't even know what's going to happen. And the thing is that as devs, that's a little terrifying, right? You think you want to build something that's curated. You think you want to build something where you know exactly where the player's going to be. The answer is we just have to take our hands off. We have to let everybody become a dev on their own. So that's what we did. We just said yes. Just say yes.
Wow. If I can add something?
Yeah, of course.
The best ideas are the ideas that you embrace. Like, you can't just like go in a little bit shy on your ideas. So when we decided to go to Montana and when we decided to like do that organic like narrative delivery, we had to go all in. So we built a series of systems, a series of characters, and we could not take a step back. Like, we could not go back. Like, if you go back, then that's where it kind of loses its appeal. And we went all in, and from the first playtest, we really saw like the hidden gem. Like, it was still rough and unpolished, but from now, I think we got something that we really like. It's in the direction that we wanted, and we're super proud of it.
Now, my last question for you, Phil. Now, and the reason why I'm asking this question is because I feel like I love collaborations. I'm big on collaborations. Is there any, and this is, you can answer this however you want, but is there any other game development company that you would love to like work with? Now that you've done Farcry, is there any other game development company that you'd be like, you know what? I love what they're doing. They've done some things that I really felt was amazing. I would love to work with them and make like the ultimate like game, putting those brains together. Who would that be? Like, what team would that be? And also, I'm gonna just throw out a recommendation. I would love to see you guys work with Rockstar Games. And the reason why I say that is because when I look at Far Cry and I think of games like Red Dead Redemption and stuff like that, I see so many compliments to one another, but yet the individuality stands out so much. And I can only imagine for the industry itself to see y'all come together to just create something never seen before. I think people have heart attacks, man. I mean, like, I don't want y'all to die, but I'm just saying, like I would love to see a collaboration. Who would you want to collaborate with?
Man, that's a really hard question. I mean, I love the folks at Ubisoft. I think we've been very creative, and honestly, over the past 8 years, I've been working on Far Cry, and we've been very lucky with you know, the creative liberties that we could take. Like, not every company would let us like do a blood dragon, like riding a dragon that shoots lasers from its eyes. I mean, that's amazing.
Crazy.
So I mean, there's a lot of talented people in house that I'd like to work with. Obviously, we're fans of like definitely other games. But for me, just being able to work with a lot of talented people inside Ubisoft is something that's incredible. Like,
Ubi is so big, and there's a thing that, you know, people think that we talk to each other all the time. All the teams talk to each other. You probably know more about Assassin's Creed than we do. So
shoot, for real?
Talk to those teams and collaborate with those folks, and I think we do to a degree, but it'd be great to do it more.
Y'all need to work together. We need to make that happen. So look, man, it's your boy HipHopGamer, Hot 97, Logitech G. We out here, we in the building. I got my man D, got my man Phil. The last thing I just want to say is that I truly love y'all. Thank y'all for y'all work. The game is fire. When does it come out?
The game comes out on March 27th.
Yep.
March 27th? Woo! First quarter, baby. That's what I'm talking about. So, Far Cry 5, March 27th. One love and God bless. It's the one and only HipHopGamer. And we out of here on the count of 3. Far Cry 5. 1, 2, 3. Far Cry 5. We out of here, baby. Peace. Yo, listen, man. One love and God bless. Thank y'all for the support. We got game. Hope y'all enjoy the show. See y'all next week on your Hot 97 every day. That's my word. HipHopGamer. We out.
I was born and raised Brooklyn, New York.